Some even say, when you go to Australia, that the idea of a skyscraper might have been taken from the termite hill or the ant hill. But you go to each region of the world, you realize that the termite hills are different. Why? Because the termite hill is built or adapted to the region. Why am I talking about it? As Gambians and as Africans, West Africans for that matter, we must build a country that is commensurate with our national objectives. We must build a society that conforms to our norms based on our spiritual values and our cultural values. Imagine there is an animal called anteater. Incidentally, also it lives in an abandoned termite hill. If the termites were to build a termite mound and allow the anteater inside, who is going to lose? If we Africans are to build our societies based on outside dictate or dictation, and structure our culture based on alien cultures, we will be the losers. Remember that the world is 3 days: yesterday, today, and tomorrow. If Asians can become tigers to challenge the demigods, we Africans must be lions today to devour them, because we are wealthier than they are in terms of natural resources. But divide and rule. You cannot have two gods and worship both of them correctly. You will worship one and abandon the other. Unfortunately, we abandon the Almighty Allah and worship Satan, and that's why we are backward. We will, inshallah, get to the economic superpower status faster than we think we can. I have good reasons why, and I have good reasons why I'm confident, because as long as I believe in Allah, I fear nobody. This country, we will reach the economic superpower status if we all work together. But it's only God who can do that, not me. And that is why we are here to work together. Do I know all these solutions to our problems? No. Who am I to know everything? Where I don't, my knowledge, where I'm blocked, you have a way. This person, where you stop, somebody also has a way. That is why it's teamwork. So it's not only teamwork at the government level, at the level of cabinet, at the level of the entire government, and at the level of the whole country. Because this is a termite hill. If you are a farmer, be serious with your farming. If you are a fisherman, whatever is your trade, be serious with that. Especially young people. But if you think that the president is not smiling at me because he hates me, why would I hate you? Come and ask me, or ask the Secretary General, or ask any of your colleagues. Also, somebody mentioned something here. Don't think that in cabinet we agree on all points, whether it's from the president or from anybody. No. We disagree, we quarrel here, but don't take it personal. As I said, believe in God. God will never die. God will never be sick. God will always be there for you. And God will always defend you when you do good things. I wish you all the best. Thank you. My position is very clear. I will defend Africanness even on Mars, planet Mars. I will not bow down before any human being except the Almighty Allah. And if they don't like that, they can go to hell. I don't care what they say. I told you, what I say is that I fear only Allah.
God will judge me tomorrow. Those who accuse me of human rights violations, well, I leave them to the Almighty Allah. Allah will reward them. Allah will judge between me and them. But remember that even Allah has his detractors for one reason or the other. But as far as I'm concerned, nothing will change. Nothing has changed. Let me tell you one thing. Would you believe that we have people in death row that have been sentenced to death since 1996 for invading this country and killing soldiers? We have so many people that have been sentenced to death. Nobody has ever been executed. You think I'm afraid of executing them? No. That's the law. That is what the law is saying. So, if I don't execute people that have been condemned to death by law, you think I want to earn one-way ticket to hell by killing people that have not been tried by any court of law? I'm a Muslim. In Allah I put my faith, in Allah I trust, and only Allah I fear. The rest they can go to hell.
And can I ask you an international question? What do you think about the fate of Colonel Gaddafi, the manner in which he ended as president of Libya? Obviously, you're very close with Gaddafi's Libya.
Yes, I was very close to Gaddafi and was very far away from him towards the end. You heard of my statement, and I stopped by that. His fate, if anybody thinks that they can use that to threaten anybody, they are making a grave mistake.
What do you mean by that, sir?
Allah decides who. All of us, the way you go, Allah has decided, so I don't care. So if people think, oh, look at what is going on in Egypt, what is going on in anywhere, I'm doing well for my people. And my faith is in the Almighty Allah.
So you don't feel shaken by it at all? Gaddafi said the same thing, that he was doing well for Libya. Libyans loved him, he said. But yet what happened to him probably because he stayed in power for very long. You don't feel in any way that Gaddafi's end is a lesson for African leaders?
But Gaddafi didn't stay in power longer than the Western monarchies.
Maybe the monarchs, for example, the Queen in England, the ceremonial only. Gaddafi was executive.
Oh, it's ceremonial. What do you mean it's ceremonial? Well, the British stayed for 400 years in this country against the will of the Gambian people, and they were not hanged or shot in the Gambia. They were asked to leave. So, how long you stay in power does not determine your fate. It's what you do that determines your fate, as far as I'm concerned. But let me tell you one thing. My fate is in the hands of the Almighty Allah. I will deliver to the Gambian people, and if I have to rule this country for 1 billion years, I will, if Allah says so. No. So, you see, I know that there are satanic forces there that hate me so much. And I will not play into their hands by claiming for something that I cannot do. And as a Muslim also, if you lie, you are going to hell.
Youth of the Gambia, I recognize the presence of the Sierra Leonean youth. I live for you, I live for Africa, and I will die for Africa with pride. When I took over this country, I was 29 years old. Because most of you, in 1994, you were very young and you were going to school. Dama said, BBC World News.
BBC World News too.
You know, Yahya Jammeh. Dafa joxe order ne ñañu tegangum affaire execution mi nañ ko tege bo be ci kanam. Ñu ne dama ko suspend. Waaye lu ñu wax mooy ñu ne international community ñoo ma criticize ak African heads of state waaye most importantly mooy pressure from the European Union. Do I look like anybody who will succumb to human pressure? No way. But if you, the Gambian people, because whatever I do it for your interest. I'm working for you, I live for you, I die for you. I'm not a politician. I'm a leader. I'm here to work for you, to develop the Gambia, to develop Africa, so that tomorrow Africa would be respected. And on that mission, I'm not afraid of anybody. Gambia is nobody's colony. And it will never be anybody's colony again. We are a colony of only the Almighty Allah. What we will get is Allah who is going to give it to us. What we don't have, Allah who has not given it to us, and we will continue to pray to the Almighty Allah to give it to us. I think the crime I committed, the only crime the only crime I've committed, and I want to. Crime we might have my land. That I will never bow down to any power apart from the Almighty Allah. If that is a crime, then I will always be a criminal. I will never bow down to anybody. Gambian youth and the people, the good people of the Gambia and Africa. Any day I betray you people, or I betray Africa, may the Almighty Allah destroy me. Thank you. We must ensure that we do not only abide by the laws of the land, but also compel the criminals in our midst to retract permanently or amend their ways. There is no other option. The security forces and the judicial system will continue to be empowered to enforce the law where applicable. All those guilty of serious crimes and are condemned will face the full force of the law. All punishments prescribed by law will be maintained in the country to ensure that criminals get what they deserve. That is, that those who kill are killed, and those who deserve to be put away from society are put away according to the dictates of the law. By the middle of next month, all the death sentences would have been carried out to the letter. There is no way my government would allow 99% of the population to be held to ransom by criminals. Fellow Gambians, distinguished viewers, Muslims the world over, we need not look far into history to be forewarned of the consequences of anarchy. The breakdown of law and order and the resultant atrocities in Mali, Syria, Somalia, and other countries as examples provide sufficient instruction to remind us that crime begets chaos, destruction, and destitution. We as a state will stand by our sacred duties of making sure that every law-abiding human being in this nation of ours lives in absolute peace, security, and freedom. We ought to be optimistic of the feasibility of the Gambia's transformation into an economic superpower, and in consequence should be nipped in the bud whenever it emerges.